Do you know why your hood is moving up and down a little bit?
No.
Okay.
It's probably because the front of my car is... Okay, no one tell this to ICBC. I don't think this is illegal, but I honestly don't know. My car is fine, okay? My car runs fine. My car is... It's good. It's legit. Nothing about my car, I don't think, hopefully, is not illegal. Like, my car runs... It's fine. It's good. It's okay. No one freak out. But the front of my car is held together by about 18 Dollarama Zap straps. For the record, Dollarama Zap straps are great. I strong recommend. 9 out of 10 would zip again. Top-notch experience. But yeah, we were in a minor encounter with a ditch.
Yeah.
And the front of the car, I found out at that point, was made entirely of plastic. So I just added some more plastic. Mm-hmm. And now it is fine. Yay, Zap straps. And duct tape. No more duct tape on the front, actually. Used to have duct tape.
I was going to talk about my favorite music artists earlier.
Oh, yes.
I don't think I ever
Let's
did
loop
that.
back to that, because
Okay.
this is an amazing spaghetti mess. Just loop back into itself. Do it. Favorite artists, go.
So there are quite a few people like Chris Tomlin, Brendan Heath,
Yeah.
just random Matt Redman that I listen to a few songs of, but
Yeah.
I don't actually like keep up with them or anything.
Do not follow them on YouTube. Do not subscribe. Did not click the notification button.
No.
That's the 3 levels of engagement for me with an artist, is like, have I subscribed to them? Have I clicked notifications? Like, that's like, if you're unsubscribed and no notifications, barely even like them at that level. But like, if it's subscribed and I have notifications on, that is an intense, passionate like.
For me, I think the bottom level is I have some of their songs in my Spotify playlists.
Yeah, same.
And then the next level is I follow them on Spotify.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I guess the level above that is I've bought some of their music.
Yeah. Well, for me, I've bought very little music, but at the same time, I've only bought good music. So I feel like that standard might stand.
There is a super indie, like, no one knows who she is, artist called Casey Catalbus, who's on YouTube.
Ooh.
And I've listened to a bunch of her music, and I really, really like it.
Ooh.
Ooh. And I bought some of it off of Bandcamp.
Really? Ooh. Ooh. This is a hot take. A hot take. Up and coming artist. You could get in on the ground floor of something great. Certified by Garet. Garet approves this message. What's her name again?
Casey Catalbus.
Casey Catalbus.
Yeah.
The next Taylor Swift. Probably not. Probably totally different than Taylor Swift.
She just does acoustic stuff on her guitar and ukulele. But she writes her own songs.
Oh, it's good. Is she like Jordan Taylor?
Jordan Taylor.
Of Climbing Cow?
Yeah, I guess so.
Does she sing though?
Yeah, she sings. Yeah,
Okay.
So it's similar in concept to Jordan Taylor of Climbing Cow, who I think goes by Jordan Michael Taylor on his music.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of her songs are a bit faster than his, because some of her songs are on the ukulele. So it's like this.
Oh, like a little Riptide, real classy, sped up Riptide riff.
She doesn't sing Riptide.
Riff. Rip the riff. She doesn't sing Riptide.
No.
She
sings
that means you're legitimate right there. If you're a ukulele artist
and you
do not dip to the level, you don't plunge to the depth, the scuzzy like the bottom of like Cecil Lake. That's scuzzy. You did not dip to the scuzz of singing Riptide. That's next level. And she does OG tracks.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
will check
Casting Crowns is still one of my favorite bands. They have so many great songs.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them aren't ones that I would listen to just all the time, because a lot of them aren't happy songs.
Yeah.
But they're really meaningful, emotional songs that I like. Is there anyone else I should mention? Oh, I listened to Skillet a fair amount.
Oh, this is getting even more of a hot take. This is no longer a lukewarm or even hot take. This is like next level. This is like Bowser. This is a Bowser take. This is Skillet.
Yeah.
Isn't that like rock? Heavy metal?
I don't know what I would call it. It's kind of metal, but it's not crazy
It's rock.
metal.
It's not soft rock. It's like the other end of rock. It's like hard
rock.
Like actual
I guess
rock.
so.
Like a rock. It's rock that's actually like a rock. Hard rock. Let's just call it rock. But yeah, Skillet. I like some of their songs. Like what was that album called? Believe. Is that an album? Where it's just them,
think so.
it's just them like walking into a bright, like walking out of a warehouse into a bright.
You're thinking
light.
of Cutlass.
Oh, Cutlass, that's what I'm thinking of. There we go.
That's not even a similar type of album.
Hashtag vaguely, not really, somewhat kind of related, occasionally grouped together Christian rock bands.
No,
like-
Skillet,
like
Skillet is harder rock than Cutlass is.
Skillet, Cutlass, Switchfoot. They're not the same at all.
No.
They're three spots on a huge spectrum. Like Switchfoot is like the softest of the three, then Cutlass, then Skillet. But I mean, man, whew.
I like some of Skillet's stuff because I feel like sometimes you just need someone to shout at you.
True.
If that
Very
makes
true.
sense.
I feel that.
Or
Like when you-
sometimes your emotions can't be contained in like little whispers.
Yeah, like there was this. Oh, what was it? Was there one song? I'm trying to think what band it was, but I remember hearing some band. Don't quote me on this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the people who are like, what? That is offensive. But I heard this from a legitimate source. I haven't heard it in the song myself, but I heard that like a Christian band had a swear word in their song.
Oh yeah.
The F word.
Oh.
I know. You're like, oh. But it was in the context of like the songwriter's son had died.
Okay.
And it was like a song about that, about like crazy, difficult, intense pain,
Yeah.
and like how terrible life can be hopefully every once in a long while. And it was just like a really raw song. And I think it was released like outside of an album. I think it was released as like a little unofficial thing or something, which made it a little bit like less. Like they weren't like bragging about it. They weren't like waving it in front of everyone. Like, ooh, look, we swore in one of our songs. But he was just being really raw and honest in the song.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything. Well, this gets into whether or not it's morally problematic to swear.
Ooh, now this is
Just-
even a hotter take.
Just with
This is like a lava take.
just with words that society considers
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah, like
don't use God's name in vain or anything.
like some of the swear words nowadays weren't bad. Like 200 years ago. In fact, some of them were like words that should mean something good. And also, a good majority of them just mean poop.
Yeah.
I mean, gotta be honest. They just mean poop. And like I understand why we don't say them like all the time when we're like at work or like doing something official. And I actually appreciate that. I mean, I don't want to hear poop all the time in its more offensive forms. And like I appreciate that. But to a certain degree, it's like, you know what? Poop. Insert where necessary.
I heard a convincing argument by John Piper once. He
Yeah.
had, I think it was an Ask Pastor John episode, where he talked about, he has the position that it is morally problematic to swear, even if you're not taking God's name in vain.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what his argument for that was, but it convinced me at the time. So,
Hopefully, the me back then was smart enough to know a smart thing from a dumb thing. But yeah, I mean, I make a point of not swearing, but it's one of those interesting conundrums because, like, you've got to decide. Like, it's a thing that goes into all areas of life, right? Like, it goes into ministry. When you're doing ministry, very often, if you're hanging out with people who aren't Christians.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you...
Of almost any age.
Yeah,
that's the thing that's shocking. Like, anywhere from, like, 6 years old up. Maybe 12 years old. But, like, anywhere from 12 up, guaranteed, they know most of the words.
Yeah.
And like, if they're a particular person, then they might just use them. Like,
right.
They use when they feel appropriate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, it's everywhere, and it's in all different parts of life, and it's one of those questions where it's like, do you associate with those people in ministry? Like, what about, like, school friends, work friends? Do you just, like, try and ignore them if they swear a lot? Do you put up with the swearing? Do you ask them to not swear? Like, that's partly based on the relationship. How well do you know them? But it really, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying. It's a thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it is valuable to not have the habit of swearing, just because then it means in ministry you can hang out with old people without offending them.
Basically, so you can hang out with old church people and not
and also kids.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like that's part of it. Like, I don't think this is actually, like, in the Bible or ethical that you don't swear around children and old people, but you can swear at people your own age. Not at people. Swearing at people is bad, because that means you're, like, yelling at people and like saying bad things about them. But, like, if you just swear, like, when something really bad happens, like someone is genuinely injured, or like you've made a mucho mistakeo, then, like, I feel like that's, in a weird way, like, the least offensive kind of swearing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should be ranked on a level of offensiveness, but it seems like the least offensive kind of swearing is, like,
when something's actually
you're
happened.
Not saying, yeah, when something legitimately troubling has happened, and you're not saying it at someone.
Right.
Like, you're not swearing at someone, you're not insulting someone, you're not, like, being really mad at someone. And I feel like part of that is, it's a way, with some people, it's a way to say, I cannot process what's happening right now, or I don't have the words to say how I feel.
Right.
So I'm just going to impose poop into this gap. And I don't think that's the worst thing. I mean, if you just say that. Also, I feel like one time where it doesn't count as swearing is when you're talking about poop. Like, is it, like, normal people couldn't say poop all the time and mean poop, but what if you're a sewage worker? You might be saying all kinds of poop swear words all the time, and you could just be talking about actual.
You mean it literally?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and like there's an open door for all kinds of puns there, like that. That's Pun City, but yeah, like it's on some levels it's like it's a bigger deal, it's less of a big deal. And I mean, I think I always have more leeway for people, like, it's when it's an accident.
Yeah.
Because it does become a habit. A lot of people, it's a habit. And I mean, I find the people who are just, like, every second sentence it's in there, because I'm like, you are the cause of global warming.
Yeah.
Like, I know joking about global warming might not be, like,
socially acceptable.
I don't know, might be crass, might not be classy, but, like, this person is just wasting energy saying this word. Like, it's every fourth word. And you're like, you are wasting energy.
What would your sentence structure
you're wasting,
be if
like,
you took that word out?
You're wasting like 1 billion calories a year just saying that word. And they never mean it literally.
Right.
Like, they don't mean it. They're not saying anything. It's not part of any kind of explanation. They're just saying it, like, for fun. And you're like, this is not fun for me. Stop. Those people, to be honest, are annoying.
Yeah,
They
and
just
also,
are.
and
They're
also
annoying.
it shows that they oftentimes don't know how to communicate properly.
Yeah, and like even worse than like not being able to communicate in like a really tense scenario or like a really emotional scenario, they suck at communicating on a basic level.
Yeah.
Like they suck. Their vocabulary is just bad. They just don't know words. They don't know words. And there are some people where that's a cultural thing. Like, I'm not going to make judgments about any people group or anything, but there are places in the world where it's more cultural to swear.
It's more like culturally normal, you mean?
Yes, and also it's not considered as bad. Because more people do it, it's more socially acceptable. It's not as big of a deal when you start doing it,
Right.
and thereby more people are doing it, so more people are doing it, so more people are doing it. So like it's a self-perpetuating thing that a large amount of the population just keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Because if 60% of people do it, you don't want to be the quote-unquote good guy who gets mocked all the time for not swearing. So you swear because it doesn't hurt you. Or at least, that's not every situation, but I feel like to a certain degree it's kind of a self-perpetuating problem that people swear with zeal. Uh-oh. Wrong lane. There we go. Right lane. Oh. I'm in the first lane to merge. Ooh. This is going to be exciting. We're behind a guy with two quads. And his RV is called Arctic. The light is red!
Oh.
I
should
get to
we-
merge with no one! Doo-doo! Woo! Now it's time to party when there's no one to merge with and you're like, woo! Yeah! What? Sorry, you were saying something?
Yeah, should we talk about the license plate game that we play sometime?
Oh, we should definitely talk about the
Okay.
license plate game. We should come up with a name for it.
Oh.
Bethesda.
Bethesda. Okay.
Totally random, out of nowhere. I think it's a city name. This game is not meant to reflect the
Quality of Bethesda?
the quality of the city of Bethesda. Or town, I don't even know what it is.
Okay, so this license plate game is where you get points by spotting license plates that are from different areas.
Yeah.
So ones from BC are worth 0, ones from Alberta are worth 1, ones from Washington are worth 1, ones from any other Canadian province I think are worth 3.
Yeah.
That's what we said before.
Ones from any other state are worth 5, and ones from any other country other than Canada and the United States of America are worth 10.
Right.
So it's fun. You can play it in your own vehicle. You don't have to call it Bethesda, but people will think that you are funny and weird if you do. Would recommend.
I have
Bethesda.
spotted a lot of weird license plates since I've been at UVic.
Really?
I've seen Newfoundland and Labrador.
Ooh.
I've seen quite a few Ontario ones, like a surprising number, like more Ontario than Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And only like it's second after Alberta
Yeah.
for foreign license plates. And I've seen Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Yeah, a bunch of cool places. And I think the Yukon too.
BC. I think it's a BC license. I've seen a couple of Albertans on the way here. We were following a van, kind of like this one.
Yeah.
It was an Albertan.
Oh, and I've seen Oregon.
In case anyone's wondering, usually Garet wins this game because he's just a boss at it. He just notices things. Someone drives by us, doing like 30 faster than us, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was an Oregon license plate." And I'm like, "Dang it, that was 5 points." But yeah, he's good. He's good at the game, and I mean, often I'm driving. you can still see things when you're driving. In fact, you should see. Hopefully, you're seeing the most things, but not always license plates. But yeah, and you can make special rules for yourselves, like if a license plate says like a really funny word.
Oh.
Like if a license plate just inexplicably, on purposefully says like vape.
Oh,
Or
right,
like gas.
Like V4P3
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Or even just like if it's the right kind of vehicle. I think that's if it's a trailer or a truck. One of those has 4 letters and 2 numbers.
Yeah.
So it opens up for way more word possibilities. But yeah, like if it spells out a hilarious word, you can make that worth like a point, half a point. One of those. Oh, we at one point, I think BC Parks license plates were worth
half a point.
Half a point. Oh,
yeah.
Well, now that we've said all this, it's obvious that we live in BC, because why would BC license plates be worth the least? So we just might as well make that public information, public service announcement. We live in BC.
Okay.
Still a big place. And I mean, I said we were driving to Victoria, so another logical deduction: we live on Vancouver Island.
Right.
All right. So to be clear, we've given you like tons of information. Don't ask us for any more. There you go. This is an opportunity. Feel guilty. Feel guilty for having all this information.
Unless you actually know us.
Just guilt. Unless you actually know us. Yeah, then just ask us. And like we would just be like, hey, yo, sure, dude, person. Oh, also, I guess we need to be careful whose names we mention on the podcast.
Yeah, we do.
I already mentioned Jed and Caleb's, I think.
Yeah.
But at some point they will both be on.
And I think we mentioned our sister's name.
Yeah, we probably did. I don't know if I did.
Okay.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
When I said that they made a cooking video.
Yeah.
I did mention her name. But I don't think we're going to mention anyone else's name. Although, I don't know. Should we? But I don't know if Garet's going to want to keep this in or not. But I can keep it vague. So here's like a 9-second pause. Should we mention Nelson's? I don't know if the microphone can pick that up or not. It's not a very good microphone, but for all of you with like really good loud headphones,
okay.
Should we mention that or not?
I'm thinking that we don't have to do this as a YouTube channel if we really don't want to, because we could just like it might make it worse, but we could just upload MP3s to Facebook or something. So
yeah.
we could keep it private and not make it public if we wanted to.
Or we could use a really junky video player.
I
We
think
could just use one of those terrible ones that's like not like, what's it called, Vimeo? It's not like Vimeo or YouTube, and it's just bad. Like it makes you feel like you broke the law and something is bootlegged. Like it makes you feel like you're a criminal to use it.
Like on a news website when they tried to build their own player, but it sucks.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
And there's always like 3 unskippable 30-second ads before whatever you want to watch.
Just terrible, unskippable,
unmutable
30-second ads.
And they're always louder than the content.
And they're always for like a lawn ornament. Something such a small amount of the public uses.
And when there are 3 of them in a row, they're always the same ad.
Yes. Ad A, ad B, ad A again. Guys, we're not allowed to make a 1-minute video. We can just put the same 30-second one twice in a row. It's genius.
In answer to your previous question, I don't think that we should mention that thing unless we make it private.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, not because, like, people would actually try and take advantage of that, but just because people that we know might care.
Yeah. But to another level, like, I don't know if making it private is going to solve the problem, because, like, theoretically it's still public. Like, we could post it only on Facebook.
I guess so.
We could post it only on Facebook, or we could just make our own website and post it on there.
Yeah.
it's just not going to be as easy to share, you know?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
you
if
can
we're
share it
putting
so
it on,
easily on YouTube.
yeah, you're right. If we're putting it on the internet, then we should make it public safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just not going to mention that thing. And I mean, for the record, when I said it, I didn't say anything to tie it to a specific person.
Right.
So I think we might be able to leave that in if we never talk about it again.
Okay.
Just leave it vague.
Also-
For all the people who know what that is, inside joke. For all the people who don't, we'll never speak of it again.
Or we can just bleep it out.
just bleep it out like it's a curse word.
Yeah.
Just like beep right when it happens. Just like a foghorn noise. Be alerted. This word may be very offensive to some people.